I think there's multiple reasons why young adults don't use career services as much as they should. And I'm not going to make a universal statement. There are some universities that have made investments and are trying to make it better and are trying to provide the resources. It's a combination. The first is that the general feel for most college students is like, I have plenty of time. It's not nearly as close as I think it is. Let me just go to school. I just spent all this time and all these years trying to get into college. So let me try to just settle in and manage my life, my classes, my friendships, and I'll deal with that later. So there's definitely like a denial that it doesn't start so early. They don't think that they need to start thinking about it. I tell them you got to start thinking about it as a freshman, even if it's just simple things to do. I think the other thing is that it is intimidating for many students. They are, as I go back to, they're unsure. And if they walk into career services, they're afraid that someone's going to say to them, well, what would you like to do for your life? Or what kind of jobs do you want to apply to? And they're not sure. And I think they're being uncomfortable, not having clarity about that. And I don't know if career services is always equipped to give them that direction. Sometimes I see it's more tactical of, I can help you fix your resume. I can help you with a cover letter. You should call this, you should go to this session to meet about this company. But in terms of pure career direction, am I really in the right major? Am I taking the right classes? Am I having the right experiences? I'm not sure they're always able to give that guidance. The other thing I've seen in career services in some campuses, that sometimes the people that have worked there a really long time, and they themselves have not been in the workforce recently. So maybe they're not always giving the most current advice. Usually also see it's just a volume issue. Unfortunately, many universities don't put the money into career services like they do into football or other buildings. And they don't always have the resources. There was a pretty large university where I knew there were 16 people for 20,000 students. There's no way that you cut those numbers that's going to be sufficient in serving that community of students. So I think there's a multitude on the university side as well as students, and I think we need to do a better job. It's not required. That's the biggest problem. It's not part of the curriculum, and it's not required to graduate. And I know that's a concern from many people who run career services as well.